Good afternoon, everyone. This is RAND. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, August 28, 2025. We're winding down and going into the last holiday of the summer. We'll be having a reverse aging health call and all the rest tomorrow night, Friday, August 29, 2025, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. You've heard me talk about two sides of the coin, and it is imperative. There's actually three sides to the coin. There is the heads, the tails, of course, and then the center, the edge. And the edge is the middle path. And this is where the now is. Okay? The heart-mind. We navigate on the edge of the coin as the third side, and we walk between yesterday and tomorrow, which is the now. Now, most of us on this planet, in this very now moment, we focus on what? One side. That's it. Very rarely do we go to the other side, or do we stay in the center, focus on the edge of the coin, which is the middle path, which is the now, the heart-mind. Why is that? Well, the unknown, the other side, right? It's unknown. A lot of us don't look at that other side. We don't even know it exists. We believe that this one side exists, and everything is in this one side. But when we look at the other, some of us will look at the other side, and it gives us a completely different perspective, completely different than what we are focused on. And it's an unknown, because we aren't used to doing it. And then on top of that, most of us don't realize that there is a third side to the coin, which is the middle path, which is the center, which is the now, which is into heart-mindedness and living in the now. So we really don't navigate it because we aren't sure or we don't know. We're unconscious to it. This is why so many of us get tied up, because we kind of float into the past, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not a negative. And things just come in from our past. Could be years ago that just kind of float in. And you say, I wonder why that's coming in. And then we float off into the future. And a lot of us do this randomly, off and on, consistently. And we don't think anything of it. We just kind of go there, and then we come back out, and then we go there and go there. And we're not focused per se on the now. We're focused on yesterday, tomorrow, and we kind of are guided by the ego mind in yesterday and tomorrow. And this is where people, they project tomorrow. They project things. They plan things. They plan for tomorrow. They plan for a week from now, a month from now. And then they plan all this. And in eventuality, those plans usually aren't, in most cases, they don't carry themselves out. Things happen. Just like everything changes every atomic second. It changes constantly. Everything is changing. It never stops changing. Okay? Your body, your surroundings. Now, you may not notice it really with the eyes that we have currently. We don't notice that the change is rapid, even though we don't see it. It's like these bodies, artificially induced way for the bodies to disintegrate over a relatively short period of time. And our bodies, at first we don't notice. Of course, we're a baby, and then the body grows, and we gain character and personality, and then we navigate in the body. But I've heard people say that are 30, right, that they're getting old. Yeah, you heard that? They're 30 years old and they say they're getting old. They can really feel it. Right? Now, we're not really cognizant to what we're doing, since we are omnipotently powerful, supreme, manifesting, abundant beings who never die that are in these bodies. So we don't connect that. So we sit here and we focus on these directions, avenues, and we create them and we accelerate them even more. Now, you may have seen people that don't look their age and really don't pay much attention to aging. Those are the ones that usually stay younger longer because of their attitudes and their perspective. They don't look at themselves as aging. They look at themselves as being youthful, young. And it's not one of those superficial things. It is deep. It's within the heart-mind that they focus on that. Why focus on deterioration, rotting away, instead of focusing on youthfulness and strength and vitality? Okay? And it's not about fooling oneself. It's a focus. Like, we know that the placebo effect has an effect on different tests and people that are being tested for certain things and applications and ingesting certain things that basically can affect the outcome of that experiment in a positive way. So when we focus on what we want youthfulness, want to be young, youthful, vibrant, and we usually get that wish across the board because we don't age as quickly. Those who focus on it, like the 30-year-old saying, I can really feel my age at 30 years old, they're going to be focused on that throughout their life. And of course, they will mature a lot quicker physically as far as aging. Now, it's like anything. When you're focusing on things like yesterday and tomorrow, which most people on this planet are doing in this very now, they're focused on yesterday and tomorrow, where the ego mind resides. Now, it's all an illusion, as I've said many times, but it's a good one. It tricks us. It fools us into believing that it is real time. And it really isn't. I say this so that it begins to sink in to many who listen to this meditation, that what we focus our power on, we're going to create. That's it. There's no debating it whatsoever. You can argue it with your ego mind. But in heart-mindedness, what we focus on, we create. And this is happening, billions of times a day, all across this planet. What we focus on, we create. And to get that ingrained or, actually lodged in the now, okay, is important. It's imperative, because then we're able to discern, identify the power that we are through heart-mindedness, that we're constantly creating. We're constantly manifesting. It's not, a lot of people look at it as a joke and, that's not true. I've tried that, blah, blah, blah. But it is. Period. And just like this planet as it's transitioning, we've been focusing, a lot of people have been focusing through the years, more and more so, that they want peace and they want tranquility, they want bliss, joy, and happiness. And even though, those thoughts have been sent out on numerous occasions, peace, quiet, tranquility, benevolence, anger's gone, tyranny, hatred, deception, manipulation, greed, it all dissipates, it fades out. It's no longer we're no longer interested in engaging that. Let's put it that way. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, no outside interference or distractions, relaxed into your body, still as a statue and focused on your breath rising and falling. One of the things that this civilization has a propensity of doing is judging. We judge ourselves to start with. It could be little things, not big most of the time. And so we judge ourselves. And we ridicule ourselves. And we come down on ourselves. And I bring this up because it isn't good for us at all. It erodes us. And then our perspective is tainted from that erosion, and then our viewpoint, right, outside of us shifts and changes the molecular activity all around us. So you can kind of picture yourself, if you get yourself into a rut, you know, where you're ornery, cantankerous, you're not happy, and you show it to yourself and when you interact with others. That energy that you're emitting changes the whole area around you, all the molecules, all the energetic frequencies and everything. It shifts. So you're surrounding yourself with negative vibrational frequencies and energies. Now, it's not like we know that. Most people don't. But it gets to the point where we must know that and identify it so that we know not to engage it. See what I mean? If you don't know and you ignore it and you're not aware of it, how are you going to know not to engage it? You're not. So you become aware. You say to yourself, you know, I'm putting out this, and it is energy. Believe it or not, it's energy you're putting out. It's a frequency. It's a power that you are. And you change the very fabric of your surroundings. Now, you don't see it, right? But when you get around other life forms, you can see how it affects them. You ever notice that certain items, it's like my dogs, when we take them for a walk at night usually, or just a day, not every car, not every vehicle, but every once in a while, a little motorcycle or a vehicle, a car driving by, they want to attack it. They don't do this with everyone. Only certain vehicles. Why do you believe that is? That vehicle is emitting a frequency and energy that is disturbing to the animal. And as it passes by, that disturbance hits the animal. The animal becomes very aggressive and wants to go after that vehicle. Now, it'd be different if they barked and went after every single vehicle that drive by. They don't. They only go after certain ones. It's because that frequency is being emitted, and it affects life forms all around it. Okay? And we don't connect with that, and we should be connecting with it, because then it focuses us on the power that we truly are as the gods that we are within the soul of the body, and that we are master creators and manifestors. This is our natural state of being. This is what we do. Okay? People say, well, what do we do? That's what we do. We're master manifestors and we're master creators. And we do it constantly. And once we figure out that we are pure, unadulterated energy, right? Pure conscious energy. And we direct that through the body. And while we're in the body becomes a master manifester and abundance. In abundance. Now, when you don't know that and you're not knowledgeable of that, you negate it. See? You will send those vibrations and frequencies from you, from the God that you are, through the body, and affect all this, but you don't identify with it. Okay? People will get, just like my dogs do with some vehicles, you will get irritated. People will get irritated around you. They will get frustrated. They will get short-tempered. And then you wonder, what is causing that? irritation, getting people flustered? What is it? What is it that's really causing that? You. Okay? And you don't know that you're directing it, so how do you know to not direct it until you become aware of it and not as a judgment say, okay, I'm not going to do this because it doesn't serve the greater good for me or anybody it comes in contact with. So you pull it back. You rearrange into a high frequency for yourself first, of deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness for you, for yourself at all times, period. This is a practice that moves you more and more into the soul with the God. You become more aware. You become more clear. You're not fixated about it, all right? You're not all nervous and frustrated or angry. You know that you are a very powerful being. So you've got to be careful on where you direct your attention. See? And what that attention contains. What frequencies does that attention contain? Are they disruptive? Are they angry? Right? Are they disappointment? Are they pain and suffering? Or are they bliss and joy and happiness? You hear me say that we're the master and commander of our lives. We create our lives. So doesn't it make sense we should be master and commander of our focus? As powerful of beings that we are in these bodies? Doesn't that make sense? That we're mindful of our focus. See, we don't just do it sporadically, unknowingly anymore. We identify it. And we say, you know, my direction of putting out these frequencies is positive and good, loving and caring and peaceful. And those are the frequencies you want to send out. Because then, what does that do? It affects every other life form. Affects them all. It's like a wave. If you could see it coming from you, it's this wave that covers everything. Now imagine if you've got a bunch of people that don't know this, that aren't aware of it, sending out sporadic and hectic and erratic vibrational frequencies all the time. Because they're reflecting themselves out to everyone else. This is why one of us can get into a group and instigate that group to get angry and upset, and they don't even know why. Now that's real power. And the people that are being affected by that one individual who is sitting there and on purpose sending this out of agitation, fear, anxiety, frustration, knows what they're doing to a certain extent, but the people that they're being affected do not know. They don't know they're powerful beings at all. Okay? And this is what you witness when you have groups of us that are unaware, where another who is aware to a certain point and instigates unrest amongst the group. And even the group isn't aware that they're experiencing unrest. Okay? This is our responsibility as gods in these material physical bodies. No one ever told us that. Why would they? Because then we would be on self-discovery. And we would learn rapidly how to manage and direct our power. And this is really what it is. There's no other way to describe it. It is a major power. We are omnipotently powerful beings that are in these bodies, and we use these bodies as conduits to become master, manifesting creators. This is what we all do. And the irony to it is, we don't know it. We really don't know just how powerful of beings we are. And we're tricked all the time into believing that we are not. Isn't that apparent? as observers and watchers, you can see it at any time you choose. Self-esteem, self-confidence, all of it. Melted away, pulled away. This is how you get to the point where you can control everything on the planet if you're vile and evil, because you can direct major groups of people to focus their power on things that you want to have happen. That you want. See? That those beings that get you to focus on things that they want with your high power. I don't know. I think I'm online. You know, I'm not. We're having internet problems here, so we're either offline or online. But my phone says I'm online. So, you know, no one's really texted me to let me know that I'm offline. So evidently I'm online with everybody. So we have this direction, and it's up to us to choose it and embrace it. And this is why I talk about confidence, trust, and faith in ourselves. I'm not talking about ego, mind, confidence, faith, and trust. I'm talking about heart-minded confidence, faith, and trust. Believing in the universe as your best friend. Hook, line, sinker. Deeply and eternally. Right? Always there helping you, holding you, and protecting you from the standpoint of goodness. And this is part of our spiritual journey on this planet. It isn't about things, okay? It is about us rediscovering the supreme powerful beings that we truly are. And all the things that go with that. And all the responsibilities that come along through heart-mindedness. This is why in these meditations, I talk a lot about heart-mindedness. I talk a lot about yesterday and tomorrow. I talk a lot about the now, okay? That's why. This is an endless journey that we're on, that this is part of it. And right now on this planet, our direction has to be spiritual evolution. Not material evolution, spiritual evolution. Because as we evolve spiritually, we embrace our power. And we embrace it in a loving nature, not a sporadic, hectic, irritation, hate, fear, anger, but love, bliss, joy, and happiness. Right? But it can't be superficial, and it can't be through ego mind, because it won't be. If it was to be, it would have already been through ego mind, and that is so far from the truth. Because it isn't. We have the conflicts, we have the issues, we have people that have, self-esteem, confidence and trust and faith issues with themselves, that they come down on themselves, and those vibrational frequencies magnetize and spread out. So the more angry a people of a planet are, the more it affects all the people. All the time. And this is why I talk about being direct with yourself and deeply, eternally loving yourself, forgiving yourself for anything that might be hanging around in your closet, right? Past, whatever, and embrace the God that you are within the body. And deeply and eternally love yourself on an ongoing basis. Love your body. Love you. Love every part and every inch of you. And you'll watch as things shift. They change. They go into a big shift. Your perspective changes. Your attitude changes. Almost like immediately. And it's easy to go back because that's where we're used to being. But then you say to yourself, I'm not interested in going there. I've been there. And I'm deeply grateful for being there because I've learned a lot. Now I want to go here. I want to discover and find out who and what I am in this body, because I know I'm not the body, I'm not my name, I'm not anything. I'm not any of the material physical things. I am pure consciousness, I am God. Right? I am the kingdom of God, I am the heaven. Okay? Heaven is a state of being. It's our natural state of being. After all, we're all gods, right? And we're all heaven. We are heaven on earth. That's how it is. Heaven, it is not really a place as we have been taught, all right, with angels flying around and harp music playing and blue skies and puffy clouds. It isn't. That is not heaven. You are the God. You are pure consciousness. You are the heaven. You are the light. You've got to start to embrace those things, you know, through heart-mindedness, not ego-mind. It's a disaster if you go through ego-mind. And this is what it's truly about. It's a discovery of who and what we are. We get so caught up in the material physical world that we negate that. We don't even embrace it. We don't even go there most of the time. And why? Well, because ego-mind convinces you that there's fear there. You know, I've had full-grown adults tell me that they're afraid to go there. They're afraid. They have fear, and that's ego-mind. They don't, to go within oneself takes courage, right? And then you have fear, and then with fear comes courage. But you do it, and you're absolutely elated that you've done it. It's kind of like, face the truth of who and what you are and not ignore it. It's almost like many of us have been trained to believe that we're not good enough to have that. You see? We're not good enough to have that, so they're not going to go there. That people believe they're undeserving. They shouldn't want that kind of thing, to be in bliss and happiness and joy, because they're undeserving. They shouldn't be wealthy and happy because they don't deserve to be wealthy and happy. You see how that works? And when you convince a large populace that that's the truth and that's how they should believe, that's how they believe and that's how they live. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through your nose, and an easy and slow breath out from your mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body. Focus on your breath rising and falling. Every feeling, thought, and sensation you have is pointing you deeper inside yourself to discover the divine being you truly are. Rest deeply. Know this truth intimately. May you relish every experience you receive today. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and following morning. And we'll return here Friday, August 29, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. And after 9:15 p.m. Eastern, we continue our reverse aging health call and all the rest. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.